Seat, television.
Oh, right, yeah, no, I've got you. You're really smart, aren't you? So good to see you being like, smiling and happy. How's your daughters getting on? Okay.
Find a chair or get a chair.
Do you know?
No, I didn't. No. Sorry. Yes. Shot. How's it going, man?
Glenn, who's the guy in the beret? Shooting it?
Friend James Whale, he passed away yesterday at the age of 74, and what a character he was. I've known him from the mid-80s, actually, and he's a shock jock on TV, and first time I interviewed him, he was shaking, he was so nervous with everybody. We became very, very, very good friends. Last saw him a couple of weeks ago. And it's very sad. You don't really know what to say, but I know he was prepared for death. He was prepared, and Nadine, his wife, what an amazing woman. What an absolutely amazing woman. She looked after James, and she took care of his pain and everything, which is now gone. But her pain is ahead because she's left behind now, and they were very, very close. So Nadine, our condolences to you and to the whole family, and mate, we'll miss you.
James Whale, MBE, died yesterday, aged 74. Back in 1974, he began a phenomenon in this country which had started in America and never been seen before, and it was talk radio. Members of the public ringing in, having a conversation with a host, and the host could be nice to them, the host could be provocative. Let's see a little bit of some of James's moments over the years.
What happened to our freedom of speech?
Are you completely stupid?
No, but I agree.
I think you might be.
I mean, I might touch you. Is that offensive?
I'd rather you didn't.
OK.
Every night from 10 till 2, Whaley's on the line for you. Give me a ring. I'll be there, the mega mouth of radio.
Do you think I would suit a hairpiece or not?
Yeah.
Do you think I would?
I like men to look like me. I like
I
that
do.
shaved off look. I think that looks great.
Well, you can't. I have no choice.
James Whale, irreverent, fun, always had a very, very big audience, whatever he did, on radio or on television, and was a broadcaster for 50 years. He was the king of late-night radio from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., which he did year after year. And I have to say, most importantly, he was a friend. And I was very touched just a couple of weeks ago when he said, after 50 years of broadcasting, I would be his final ever interview. And I went down into his garden in Kent and sat with him. Here's a short clip of it.
Welcome to what may be my last interview. I've spent 50 years on the TV and the radio. I've had a great time. In fact, actually, a man who could spend another 50 years on TV or radio is my guest, Nigel Farage.
I think 50 years is a bit optimistic.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, and it was actually a very moving thing to do. Now, the remarkable thing about James for the last 30 years is when he went on the James Whale show, it wasn't just James. When I first went on in the late 90s, there was a producer. He wasn't just producing, but started to sort of intervene and talk and become part of it. And Ash Gould and James Whale on Talk TV became the most incredible double act. Ash, gosh, you guys had some fun, didn't you?
We did, man. I think that was the secret of why it went on so long. I mean, it was, well, we had a good chemistry, but that's probably what made it fun. So we stayed together for 30 years, apart from a little gap where he broke the broadcaster's code and had to go on the run like in The Godfather for a few years and then to come back when it all died down a bit. Yeah.
How did it start, Ash? Because, as I say, the first time I came on with you was 98, 99. You were at Talk Sport. And I'm, there with James, and suddenly there's the producer who you might hear in your ear, but suddenly the producer's talking live on air. How did this double act begin?
Well, I went to Talk Radio UK as it was in 95, and they said, do you want to work with James Whale? I go, yeah, brilliant, because I'd watched him when I was 18, and they put us together. And I also worked with a guy called Mike Allen sometimes at the weekend, and I was chipping in on his show. He was sort of a legend of Capital Radio and of hip-hop in London. He basically brought hip-hop, but he told James to try me, I should put me on air, and that's basically how it started.
Amazing. I mean, obviously James's passing is very sad. It had been expected for a long time. Just give you a chance, Ash, to pay your tribute to James Whale.
Well, it was a fantastic, it was a dream show and a dream time to work with him, wasn't it? 30 years, when they said you're going to be working with him, you knew it was going to be exciting. Any other presenters, it would be all right and that, but you knew something was going to happen. And that was the great thing. He had such a great voice, and he could just roll a bit like yourself. He could just keep going for hours and hours talking. I mean, didn't make a lot of sense, but it sounded good. No, he was fantastic. He could just keep going, couldn't he? It was like beautiful.
And he also, but he also had strong passions and strong beliefs. And actually, underneath it all, James's views were quite traditional, weren't they? Really?
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't at all like he was, he came across. I mean, he could be, but he's a very soft, warm guy, as you know. You've known him almost as long as I have.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he wasn't like, that was like a defense mechanism, but a very caring guy. Yeah, and he had his views. He did change his mind. You remember, he was very pro-Remain, but we had that out of him. I think that was because his son's got an Italian restaurant that he has to keep bailing out all the time. You get the pasta cheaper, don't you, if you're in the EU?
Ash, I tell you what, he was quite something, and I think,
he was.
You got a great break in your career to team up with James for the last 30 years. And thank you so much for joining us this evening.
And thank you for being here, Nigel. Thank you. Thanks, man.
Not a bit. Thank you.